So what I wanted to touch on as well was evolution of your business. So,
Yeah.
so I'm a big believer that if your business stands still, it'll end up going backwards, right? And
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that's what happens. And if you look at how businesses generally evolve, they change over a period of time. So when you started out in 2012 on your own, 24 years old, ready to take on the world and everything else, what what was your idea, and how quickly did your idea evolve into going in a different direction?
Well, my idea was, yeah, to do marketing for businesses. And that's because that's what I'd done at university and started doing for other people. I knew I could do it well. Um, and that kind of, yeah, so 2012 was when I started like freelance. Um, and then took on someone in 2013 who was also marketing. And 2014 is when I took on my friend. So that's when it kind of pivoted. So we started doing marketing, got our first customers and stuff. So we got our first customers through people I knew. And the company I worked for, they still took me on a retainer because they knew I was good at what I did. One of their um, one of their I don't know how to call it now. One of their partners up in Scotland took me on as well because they knew that's what I wanted to that's what I was good at what I did and I understood the product.
Hmm.
So they flew me up to Scotland. I did all the work for them and stuff as well. But then she started getting customers through networking. It was then when I was 2014 because I started realizing like marketing's not just yet because you could do the marketing, but if you've not got control over the website, you could be sending people to crap.
Hmm.
So it's like, right, the website is the main thing. And if you're doing really good marketing, there's two things that come after that is you send them to a website, you're getting their contact information. So the website and the messaging on a website and then their sales process as well. Because that's one thing that most people don't take into account is how bad is that customer at selling. You
Yeah,
could send them all the leads in the world and they won't follow them up. It's not
yeah,
your fault. So we were
yeah.
like, right, how can we control more of that process? We go, right, let's do the website design. So we started doing website design. We then got to a point where we started working a lot with a software and app development company. And it became that natural that we ended up merging because I had the sales and the marketing side that they didn't have, which
Hmm.
most small businesses don't have because they're very good at what they do, whether it's coding, whether it's building, whether it's anything to do like that. They're not good at selling
Yeah,
or marketing themselves. So we ended up doing that. So we got into more of that. And that's where I started learning more about the in-depth marketing, the product development, product design and stuff like that. And that's where it was interesting, like, right, we actually should we want our own something of our own. So then it developed into that. So we did the custom development work for some big companies across the board. We did a lot of stuff for small and big companies, anything from Blackpool Pleasure Beach to Sea Life Centres through to small one-man bands. Um, and then that's when I was like, I want to create our own product, which is the website builder. So we built the website builder, fully funded it myself on the side, and then we were running them side by side. And this is where I kind of like one of the biggest decisions I made, which could have went either way,
hmm,
but luckily it turned out well, is that we were doing both the agency and we still have some old legacy customers now that we still help. The two. We don't take any more projects. We do that because we work really well with them. We've got the team there and we like them. We want to see them succeed. We don't
yeah,
take any other custom projects on. Um, but we got to a point where I was getting dragged into because I was the product development and sales side of things. I was getting dragged into these big custom development projects, and it was taking time off looking at right, Pageo, the website building platform, needs the focus. And that was funny enough, it was 2022 when we introduced the free just before we introduced the free service.
hmm,
So we looked at it and was like, my time's getting taken with this. And we just won a contract that was worth just shy of £300,000 for development.
yeah,
And I was like, if we accept this, it means that the shift for the next 18 months, I'm not going to grow Pageo to where I want it to be. So I kind of like have a discussion like, right, where do we want to be as a business? I need to make that decision now. And that's when I decided to reject that, which is when you
wow,
look at the time, it's just like, oh, what the hell are you doing? That's disgusting. And I felt sick when I replied. I rang them up and explained first, but then I sent email over as well. But when I explained to him on the phone, I was like, look, it's not what I want to do. It's just we're going in this direction. And then when I put that down, when I sent the email, when that sent it, just made some noise. I was just like, have I fucked up? And I kind of went into a mini panic mode. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what if? It's like, what if? But that then we leave that side of things to go, right, focus on a website building platform. In the next 2 weeks is when we come up with a free offer. Because what was happening was we were just a do it yourself, come on our platform and build your own website. And what we found was that um, you can start up a creator account and build a website now. Still the same now, and you don't have to pay anything until you push the website live. So you only start paying for hosting when the website's ready to go live and you connect your domain and want it to show live.
Yeah.
People don't have design skill or they don't know what they're doing. So they come back in, they've got an hour a week because people don't have time. They don't have the money to pay, money to give to an agency to build it. And then they don't know about design or what to put on their content. So we were looking at it to go, right, there was a couple of things we were solving. It's like, right, a couple of the websites these people are building aren't great. They don't look good. How can we solve that? And for us, it's about adding value. How can we add the value on that design side? How can we get people paying us quicker? You've got to be selfish. We're a business. How
Mhm.
do you make money? How can we, instead of that person building a website over a 2 month period, 3 month period, even a 5 day period, how can we get them paying us quicker? And then how do we get them to stay with us for longer? And that's results. So two of those are value, and one of them is selfishly revenue and profit.
Mhm.
That one solution fixed all three. And we did a
Right.
pilot scheme. We did a bit of paid advertising, and it cost us £63. No, sorry, I'm getting confused. So before we did that, sorry, we used to do paid advertising. It used to cost us £63 to get a customer to sign up and subscribe to
Mhm.
build their own website. So we did that offer and we did a bit of paid advertising and got 100 sites. So we set up those 100 sites and realized how long it took us to set those sites up. And we were like, this is very viable. We can break even in 3 or 4 months if we build it for them. What happens is that they pay us to start the design. We do the design in 2 weeks, so the website goes live, and they get a better performing website.
Mhm.
And that's the thing that's made our business go, woof. It was steadily growing, not at the rate I wanted it to grow at. And then as soon as we introduced that service and it got out there, it just flew because we were relieving that pain. So that's the pivot that took us off. We're the only website
Mhm.
builder in the world who does it. So that's where we differentiate, and that's where it's kind of rooted to like we're slowly moving through to get to this point of going, oh, we got the platform. Oh, actually, how do we get more people in it? We offer the free service. And then we get asked the question all the time, how do you make money? You're only getting £19 a month. And I was like, well, we're software, it's volume. But
Yeah.
also we build a website for them, they stay with us for longer.
Mhm. Yeah. It's an incredible model that you've got because you like you say it's not expensive. For 20 quid plus VAT a month, you get a fully built website. And when you think about it, a lot of web developers out there are charging a few £1,000s for a website,
Yeah.
and yet you can have a website for 240 quid a year, including VAT. That's a lot of years worth of website that's going to continually evolve and everything else that you would
Yeah.
pay compared to a normal somebody who's doing a WordPress site, for example. So it is an incredible offering.